So with World Cocktail Day coming up, although naturally we advocate a year-round dedication to cocktails, thought we would take a little look at the origins of the word cocktail, as well as introducing you to the Penicillin, which is a modern classic.
Hey, before we get into the rest of the show, it would be great if you could subscribe. It really helps us keep the channel going. If you could like and comment too, that would be awesome.
As with basically all cocktail-related history, probably because whoever was meant to be recording it was drunk, the origins of the word cocktail are a little bit muddy. One suggestion made by cocktail historian David Wondrich is that it's related to the practice of putting ginger up a horse's bum to make it cock its tail and look perky when showing it to potential buyers, which then translated to pick-me-up drinks involving ginger. But it was in 1806 that we first see the word cocktail being referred to in the same sense that we know it now, which is spirits mixed with water, bitters and sugar. That being said, cocktails definitely still retain the idea of being a hangover cure, the logic being that if you were sick from drinking straight spirits the night before, all you had to do was water it down, add some sugar and some bitters to settle your stomach, and boom, you'd be fine. Which brings us to the Penicillin cocktail. The clue is in the name, it really does cure what ails you. This drink is the brainchild of an Australian bartender named Sam Ross, who has gone on to great things in New York. He's really revered amongst bartenders because his drinks are really tasty and really simple, just like old school classics. This one is in the sour category and it mixes up blended whiskey with some honey and ginger syrup, lemon juice, and then finished off with a little bit of smoky whiskey as well. So people are generally familiar with two types of whiskey. One is single malt whiskey and one is blended whiskey. Without getting too technical, single malt whiskey just comes from one distillery and is all malt whiskey, whereas blended whiskey comes from multiple distilleries and can have some grain whiskey in there as well. People tend to be a little bit snobbish about blended whiskey, but actually it's great because it's blended to be consistent, smooth and easygoing, which makes it obviously the perfect cocktail ingredient, whereas single malts tend to celebrate the differences between each individual distillery. There is a reason why Johnnie Walker is one of the best loved whiskey brands in the world. It's very smooth and delicious and has enough of a flavour punch to stand up in this cocktail, so I'm going to use the Johnnie Walker Black Label. Smoky whiskey can come from anywhere, but it does tend to be synonymous with Islay, which yes, is pronounced Islay, even though there's a Y on the end there. They had a lot of peat on the island and that's what they used to dry out the malt before making the whiskey, and it imparts a really awesome smoky flavour. For this cocktail I'm going with Ardbeg because it's really the biggest and smokiest of them all. So to start I'm going to squeeze some fresh lemon juice. We only need 20 mils, one lemon should be enough. So into your tin you want to put 50 mils of the Johnnie Walker Black Label, 20 mils of your freshly squeezed lemon juice, 20 mils of the honey and ginger syrup. Take the small part of your shaker tin and fill it entirely with ice, and that's the perfect amount of ice to shake with. You can give it a bit of a smack to seal it together, but really once you start shaking, physics will take over and hold the tins together for you. Shake as hard as you can until the shaker tin gets all nice and frosty and almost a little bit too cold to hold, and that's when you know that the drink's ready. Pop your tins open, pull a chilled glass out of the fridge. If you have a big block of ice, that's great, otherwise the best ice that you have. Use the hawthorne strainer, which is the one with the little coil, to hold the ice back, and then pour the drink out through the fine strainer. That'll just catch all of those little shards of ice that you don't want floating about and ruining the drink. Now with the Ardbeg, we just want to float it on top. You want it to stay quite separate from the rest of the drink. So a good way to do this is to pour it over the back of a spoon so that you sip the spicy and refreshing cocktail through the smoky flavour. About 10 to 15 mils, you can eyeball it. If you like smoky whiskey, then go for your life and pop a little bit more in there. This drink is fine without a garnish, but if you do have some of those delicious little crystallized ginger cubes, then pop them on a skewer and pop them on the top. The Penicillin. So now you know. As I mentioned, the Penicillin cocktail itself is a variation on the classic whiskey sour, a drink with multiple permutations. Instead of going into them just now, I'm going to tell you about one of Sam Ross's other cocktails, the Paper Plane. This is also a modern classic because of its simplicity and balance. This shakes up equal parts of bourbon, Amaro Nannino, Aperol and lemon juice. The bourbon is a strong, the Amaro Nannino and the Aperol are both bittersweet Italian aperitifs, and the lemon juice is your sour part, and it creates a wonderfully balanced cocktail, because that's what you need to remember this World Cocktail Day. Balance is key, and cocktails are good for hangovers. Maybe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this so that we keep coming up on your feed. Also, if you've got friends that you think would like this, then share it on your social media feeds and comment below. Maybe let us know what you did for World Cocktail Day.